Hey everybody, welcome to today's vlog. Today we are going to talk about um, the tool for screening the stocks and identifying which stocks are to buy. Usually there are thousands of stocks in any market of any geography and country, right? And often we end up buying based on the news and whatever our friends tell us. But it is usually considered prudent to identify stocks by screening them, studying them, and then buying them, right? So there are tools in the market called as stock screeners, and usually these tools are available in every geography, every region, and those are the tools we should be using to filter and buy the stocks. Today we are going to talk about one specific stock screener tool and for one specific geography. And we'll be talking about a stock screener tool called as Finviz, which is usually pretty common to use in US geography. Uh, and that is what we'll be talking about today. So if we look at internet and if we just go and try to search which are the stock screener websites, as you will be able to see here, there are a couple of stock screener websites which come up, and Finviz, or the stock screener which I am referring to, is the second in the list. This is not I'm not saying that this is the best tool ever, because I myself have explored limited tools on the US geography, but this is one of the good and decent tool I find, and I would like to share how I use it and see if it helps you. And it if it makes sense for you to use it, right? So feel free to explore other tools and share and comment in this video as well on which tools you like, and we can discuss about them as well. Okay, so now if we talk of this Finviz tool in particular, let me go to the website homepage. Okay, so this is the home page of the Finviz tool, right? Now, of course, there is a login possible and there is a elite version where you can pay and try to get more. The only annoying thing I find about this tool is there's some free ads, but they're giving tool free, so I need to live with it. This is how the tool looks like when you primarily log in, right? It has different sections: home, news, screener, maps, groups, portfolio, insider, futures, forex, etc. uh, there is ample of information in the screener tool, right, and ample of ways to use it. What I am going to share today is how I use this website and this tool, and see if it makes sense for you to use it the same way, or is there anything you can derive from what I share. Okay, so my favorite part on this tool is maps. So I'm going to click on the maps, and it is going to open this. So it has two main maps. First map is basically it shows you the sector. So if you see here, there's technology sector, there is services sector, there's basic material, healthcare, and so on, right? And for each sector, in current case, if you see here, it is filtered by 1 day performance. So basically, this information what you see in front of you in this map is based on 1 day's performance, and it shows you the lab for this. Let's take example of this technology, right? So the size of this box is based on the market cap of that particular stock, and then the color of this box is usually based on the gain of that stock in this particular day, because it is filtered on day. If you see here on the bottom right, it shows you the color code. So if it is plus 3% on that day, it will be, very bright green or close to that, and if it is lost, then it will be red, and so on. So this gives you a very high level view, and I find that very useful. Other thing which you can do is, instead of 1 day, you can put this by 1 year performance, and then instead it will show you the yearly performance of the stock and the sector. So for example, if you see here, the basic materials in this 1 year, one calendar year, I think it's from October to October, it has performed relatively low, right? But this gives you a high level picture where the sectors are going. If you see here in terms of business and software services, it seems that Microsoft has gone up by 19%, which is tremendous, right? So it shows how the particular stock or sectors are going. And again, these are not conclusive results, or just by looking at this you go ahead and buy stock, but these are fair indicators in terms of what how you can gauge a particular segment, a particular stock, and you know how to proceed further, right? Now, other chart I really like and I really use is the chart called bull chart, which you see on the top left where my mouse is. I'm going to click on it now. Okay, so here you see on the left hand side it allows you many different filters, right? And so let's see how it works. So basically the color of the bubble is sector, so there are different sectors. So for example, this is Boss Steinweg, this is one of them is probably bank, one of them is probably technical, it should be there somewhere. Yeah, there you go. So on the bottom right, you can see red is technology, orange is consumer goods, yellow is services, green is financial, healthcare, so on. Right. So I like personally, me and my friends, we like to invest in dividend stocks or hybrid stocks, scale stocks. Right. So what we would filter this with is on x-axis, we will try to put let us say forward PE. That is basically in future, what is the price to equity ratio, right? So it talks about what. Or let me hold on. Give me a second. Let me take another ratio, which is probably easier to explain. Okay, so let's say on x-axis, I'm going to dividend yield. So the most right side the stock is on, it is the too many hands. Okay, the most right side the stock is on, the more the dividend. So if you see here, this MAC, whatever the stock is, it has 10.34% dividend, right? But if you, as you hover your cursor, it also shows you that the stock has been consistently falling. So we need to drill down on the story, and probably there is something wrong going on there, right? Then if I go over here, there's Macy's. So Macy's is also falling, but the dividend is tremendous. It is 10%. If I go over here, this is a famous stock, right? So Altria Group, it's a smoking or cigarette stock. Altria also has, I think, fair amount of stake in the Juul cigarettes, right? Now the stock has been falling, but again, the dividend is 8%, right? So now on y-axis, what I can try to do is we can try to put something else. So better, let us say earning per share growth year on year, right? So if I do this, ideally the stocks on the right hand side are on the, so if, okay, so this square of x and y axis, if I divide it into four quadrants, if I and then I focus on the right top quadrant, that is ideally which is high year on year earning per share growth and high dividend yield. So I can try to pick now like 3 or 4 stocks from here, which is Dow, SLB, and OXY, and then try to study them in detail, right? So I mean, basically look at their balance sheet, look at their P&L, look at their company strategy, look at the product, look at the market impact on that current stock, how is the political scenario for those, and then make this decision. So basically this what this application helps me is not necessarily final deriving a final conclusion of what the stock I should buy or sell should be, but it really helps me in identifying the first 10 or 15 stocks which I want to pick up and start studying, right? So this is what I use this application and app for, and it has been really helpful to my friends who invest in US stock market, and anybody who wants the general knowledge, right? So yeah, so that is one part of this application or this website, right? Now let me just show you around on what all options are available. So on x-axis we can filter on any of these options. I'm going to go a little slow. You can filter on earnings per share, you can filter on PE ratio, there are different other ratios, return on investment, right? The n number of ratios which you want to filter on, right? And then let's see high beta, 52-week high, 52-week low, and so on. And almost all of these should be filterable on y-axis or on color as well, right? So I hope this helps. And also, okay, so I would say, yeah, try this website, give it a shot, tell me what you think about it, and if you have any other websites or any other similar screeners or tools which you use for your particular country or particular region, tell me what they are, tell me what you think about this, tell me what you think about comparing this, right? Let's see other thing, right? So now let me go, instead of match, I'm going to go to screener, Okay. Now, Screener also is a really good tool for filtering the stocks. So now let us say, for example, I want high dividend yield, right? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to choose only stocks which are 5% dividend yield or above. Okay. So I filtered on 5%, right? Then I only want to pick up, let us say, stock in let us say healthcare, right? So let us see if there are any stocks so which are in healthcare more than 5% dividend yield. So the first which is FB, right? And I think me, my family members have holding the stock as well, and it is good stock, right? So I mean, this is and this is something which one can pick. So I mean, there are so many different ways to filter it. So this one is based on overview. Second is if you see there is valuation on what information you want to see on the stock, right? Financial ROI, ROIC, and so on. Technical. So there are so many different ways to filter this stocks. You can do it based on descriptive. You can filter it based on fundamental. So these tabs on the top change basically what you can filter on, right here on the top side, and these tabs at the bottom filter on what you will see based on those filters, right? So right now, let me go back. Okay, so right now I filtered on more than 5% dividend yield, right? And the sector is healthcare stock. Now I want to see the technical information. So this is the technical information which it shows. It is so many percent more than 52 low, right? Then let's say if I want to see the ownership for stocks, I'll click on the tab and it gives me details about ownership. If I want to see, let us say, any news on these stocks, right? So for each of those stocks which are filtered, it brings up the latest news, it brings up the chart, right, and it brings up more detail on it. So this is really a flexible tool. I'm not going to go into the details of how exactly to pick one stock, but the idea of this is to familiarize the viewers with the content of and the existence of the different screeners which are available in the market, and what high level features are available in these screeners. um, so I guess that is about this video. Thank you so much guys for watching. Like, share and subscribe. Comment and tell me what you think. Tell me what are your favorite tools. Is there any specific tool you would want me to look at it and review and give feedback on? So I guess that's about it. Thank you so much guys and have a wonderful day.